Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyana. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam anusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavatveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Arjuna. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the 12th Adhyaya of Bhakti Yoga, and the Jagadguru, the supreme teacher of the universe, Sri Krishna, is teaching us those finest aspects of the devotion, of the yoga of bhakti, of the yoga of devotion. And after addressing Arjuna's doubt that who is the best, who is the most perfected yogi among these two, the one who worships formless aspect or the one who worships aspect of God with form, Sri Krishna in the second verse, he had categorically told that the devotee who worships God with form, who worships me, Maya Veshamano Yemam Nityayukta Upasade Shraddhaya Parayopetaha Teme Yukta Tamamataha. He is the perfect devotee that he had declared. But then Sri Krishna doesn't say that the devotee who worships the unmanifest form, the formless aspect for the form, is of no use. In fact, Sri Krishna has given a detailed description of such a yogi, of such a bhakta who worships the formless aspect of the God. Ye tvaksharam nirdesham avyaktam paryupasate sarvatra gamachintyancha kutastham achalam dhruvam. And Sri Krishna says that such a devotee who worships the formless aspect of mine, who worship me as akshara, who worships me, who meditates upon me as anirdeshya, who worships me as avyakta, who worships me as sarvatra, who worships me as achintyam and kutastham, achalam, dhruvam, who worships me in all these formless aspects of mine as imperishable, undefinable, unmanifest, who worships me again as all-pervading, sarvatragam, who meditates upon me as unthinkable, achintyam, who worships me as kutastham, who worships me as anityam, who worships me as achintyam, and kutastham, who worships me as kutastham is unchangeable. Kuta is change. Kutastham is beyond change, who cannot be changed. There is no change in that formless entity of the Lord. It is not that Lord takes birth from infancy till old age. There is a growth and decay and finally destruction. There is no change. Kutastham, changeless, and dhruvam, that eternal aspect of the formless entity. So Krishna says, one who worships me like this, one who worships on all these or such aspects of mine, what happens to that wonderful devotee? Sri Krishna tells, sanniyamyendriyagrāmaṃ sarvatra samabuddhayaḥ te prāpnuvanti māmeva sarvabhūtahite ratāḥ. Such devotees who worship the formless aspect of mind, such devotees who worship the unmanifest aspect of mind, such devotees who worship the nirguna nirakara aspect of mind, sanniyamyendriyagrāmaṃ, having controlled, sanniyamya is having completely restrained, with full control of what? Indriyagrāmaṃ. It is not restraining one or two indriyas, senses only, but the entire bunch of senses. All the 5 sense organs, all the faculties that are provided to us by the Lord, the mind, the discriminative faculty, full control of all this. Now what happens when we sit for japa? Normally we close our eyes, right? We completely close entry to any of the objects which can be seen by the eyes. We cut off that association. We cut off that association of the object to be seen and the eyes. There is a barrier the moment we close the eyes. Yes, full control. We are not able to see what is happening surrounding us when we close the eyes and we start doing japa. And then what happens? Are we still fully into japa? Are we still fully into meditation? Are we still fully into that contemplative mood? No, our eyes are closed. But what about this? Our ears are open. What about the skin? A mosquito comes and sits on our cheek and bites us, and suddenly we get a jolt. Oh my God, this mosquito has bitten me. Let me crush him. Other senses, they are fully operational. Other senses have not been restrained. Somebody starts talking when we are doing meditation, and suddenly, unfortunately, we can't raise our ears like the other animals can do the moment they hear some noise. Like you must have noticed how the ears of dogs, how the ears of cats, how the ears of cows and buffaloes, they react to the sound. Our ears don't react that way, but the faculty of ear, the sense of hearing, it is so attentive even while we are doing japa or meditation. If someone is talking something about somebody, immediately our antenna starts receiving that signal. Oh my God. And with the eyes closed, with the mouth closed, we are doing japa internally. Mentally we are reciting the holy name and we are listening to that talk. So what happens to that? The other senses. So Sri Krishna says, it is not that you are restraining only 1 or 2 senses. Sanniyamyendriyagrāmaṃ, the entire faculty of senses. All the senses, all the internal faculties, our mind, even mind is restrained. Mind is it happens when we are sitting, our mind hovers everywhere. And that's what Sri Ramakrishna used to tell his disciples, that mind is such a thing. You start doing meditation. Today you are in Calcutta, your mind goes to Dhaka, your mind goes to Delhi, your mind goes to Peshawar and all those places. That is what happens with the mind. So Sri Krishna says, sanniyamyendriyagrāmaṃ. The entire bunch of these sense organs and the internal faculties having restrained, only then can something happen. Sanniyamyendriyagrāmaṃ sarvatra samabuddhayaḥ. And again there is another quality to this kind of devotee, this kind of sadhaka, this kind of aspirant. It is not only that aspirant is able to sanniyamyendriyagrāmaṃ, restrain all the bunch of the senses, but sarvatra samabuddhayaḥ. Can we do it? Even within family we don't have samabuddhi. We don't see even family members with the equanimity. We have some favorites, we have some not so favorites. And in fact, in the larger families, we also have some family members whom we hate most. Sarvatra samabuddhayaḥ. Can we reach that stage? But Sri Krishna says, that yogi, that aspirant who, having restrained all his senses, having developed his sense of equanimity to all alike, sarvatra samabuddhayaḥ. He's even-minded everywhere, not just to his close family members, even-minded even to those who are not related to him, not even just the human beings, all the beings movable, immovable. When he develops that kind of even-mindedness, that kind of equanimity, sarvatra samabuddhayaḥ, what happens to such yogis? Sri Krishna says, te prāpnuvanti māmeva. They also reach me alone. They prāpnuvanti māmeva sarvabhūtahite ratāḥ. Why they reach me? Because they are engaged. They are ratāḥ. Ratāḥ is rejoicers. They gain delight in sarvabhūtahite. They are rejoiced. They get great delight. They get great pleasure in seeing the welfare of all the beings. Sarvabhūtahite ratāḥ. Because such people, such yogis, such aspirants, they have a unique quality for that matter. They are very unique in the sense that they are always rejoicing in the good of others. Sarvabhūtahite ratāḥ. What happens in our case? If something good is happening to those who are closer to us, because we don't have sarvatra samabuddhayaḥ, we have affinity towards a few, we have hatred towards others, we are jealous about some others, we have ill feelings for so many. Since we don't have sarvatra samabuddhayaḥ attitude, then how can we become sarvabhūtahite ratāḥ? If something good happens to our near and dear ones, we are happy. Then we are ratāḥ, then we rejoice that. But if something good happens to one whom we hate, horrible is the condition of our mind, isn't it? We get into such a desperation. Oh, how can that fellow get such a wonderful thing? So Sri Krishna says, people who are in this category, people who are sarvatra samabuddhayaḥ, people who are sanniyamyendriyagrāmaṃ, people who are sarvabhūtahite ratāḥ, te prāpnuvanti māmeva. They also reach me, provided they qualify in all these three requirements. They might be worshipping Akshaya, De Akshara, Yetvaksharam Anirdesham Avyaktam Paryupasate, Sarvatra Gamachintyancha Kutastham Machalam Dhruma. In spite of meditating on these aspects of the Lord, if they do not fulfill these criteria given by Sri Krishna, that sanniyamyendriyagrāmaṃ, sarvatra samabuddhayaḥ, and sarvabhūtahite ratāḥ, unless and until these three attributes are qualified, unless and until these three qualities are excelled, that complete restraint of all the sense organs and the internal faculties, then total equanimity, same feeling, same love, same affection for all, sarvatra samabuddhayaḥ, the even-mindedness for each and everything in this creation, sarvatra samabuddhayaḥ and sarvabhūtahite ratāḥ. The moment one gets into these, one qualifies these three qualifications. This graduation, post-graduation, and the qualifications like this are of no use. And for te prāpnuvanti māmeva, to attain me, they also reach me. They also merge in me. Not with those qualifications we get in the universities and colleges, but the qualities, the qualifications mentioned by Sri Krishna here in this 4th shloka. Sanniyamyendriyagrāmaṃ, sarvatra samabuddhayaḥ and sarvabhūtahite ratāḥ. Once an aspirant reaches that level of devotion, once the aspirant, once the devotee reaches that level of perfection in the yoga, then Krishna says, te prāpnuvanti māmeva. They also reach me only. They also come to me. They also become one with me. The simple formula Sri Krishna has given. While in the 2nd verse, Sri Krishna says the yogis worshipping the God with form aspect are perfect yogis. As regards others, Sri Krishna says, they also come to me. So either way, you worship the God, whether you are worshipping with form, whether you are worshipping without form, but be sincere to the worship that you are following. Be sincere to the mode of worship that you are following, that Sri Krishna says. Whichever way you worship God, like Sri Ramakrishna said, you may worship God, you may believe in God with form, you may believe in God without form, formless. But if you are believing in formless aspect, don't think that God with form is not there. Don't think that people who are worshipping God with form are not going to reach the Lord. They are also going to reach. They are also going to reach the Lord similarly, in the same way as those who worship God in that formless aspect. They are also going. And the funniest part, that the wonder of the wonders is having reached that end point, then they realize, oh my God, even this person who has worshipped all along God with form, he has also reached here. And this is the sign of the greatest of the yogis. You see, all those jnanis, they were the who were strong believers in Advaita, in the formless aspect, in the unmanifest aspect of the Lord. They were also hardcore bhaktas in their heart. Adi Shankaracharya, great Advaitin. Can you imagine a great Advaitin who fought with others, with the Dvaitis and the Vishishtadvaitis, to prove his point of view of only God without form exists? Rest all is Maya, Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. Even Shankaracharya wrote such beautiful stotras. Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam Mudhamate. Shankaracharya wrote that. Shankaracharya wrote Lalita Sahasranama. All the Sahasranama that we have are, most of them, they are written by Shankaracharya, who didn't believe in God with form. But look at that bhakta in his heart. That made him right. His views, the teachings, they were Advaitic, no doubt. But he never had a conflict with people who worshipped the God with form. Sri Ramakrishna, he was a staunch devotee of Ma Kali, but he was also a jnani. He was also a great worshipper of Advaita Tattva. And that's the reason why he could so strongly, so forcefully tell his disciples, tell his devotees that both the forms are correct. If you are worshipping formless, don't criticize, don't demean the worshippers who are worshipping God with form. And if you are worshipper of the God with form, don't demean the other sect which is worshipping the unmanifest, which is meditating upon the unmanifest. So this is what the real teaching of Sri Krishna is in this second, third and fourth shloka. Now this adhyaya, this chapter is going to be absolutely wonderful for those who want to know more about this devotional aspect of worship. So that was our reading of the fourth shloka today of the Bhakti Yoga, the 12th adhyaya of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.